What's going on, y'all? It's JD Pickell with On 3. Today on the Hard Count, we're going to be breaking down some of the basic principles of Oklahoma's new offense. Welcome into the Hard Count, the people's show for every single thing that you know and that you love about college football. It happens here on a nearly daily basis. Nick Brake is doing the heavy lifting. You can help drive the show at my Twitter page, at JD Pickell. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is an Oklahoma video. We don't have an Oklahoma helmet behind us. It's coming. Just wanted to get out ahead of that. Wanted to put the PSA out there. The Oklahoma helmet will eventually be behind me. It's in the mail, okay? We have that out of the way. Oklahoma has a new offensive coordinator, one of their own in Jeff Lebby. From Ole Miss, back home to Norman. He's calling plays for the Sooners this coming year. Has a former quarterback of his from UCF in Dillon Gabriel. There's a lot of things to be excited about in Norman. The offense is one of them. We're going to break down some of the base principles for Oklahoma in what they're going to do in 2022. We're not going to get too in the weeds with it, but we're going to give you some things that you can probably expect from Oklahoma when they have the ball on offense. Now, the first point, they're going to run the football. You talk about Jeff Lebby and you envision that Art Briles kind of offense, kind of the spread you out, throw the ball around. They're going to throw the ball a lot to a degree, but more than anything, more than throwing the ball, they want to run the ball. They want to make that a priority. They want to be physical. They want to be violent. At Ole Miss last year, they were top 10 in the country in rushes a game with 45. Now, off of that, they also were able to set up the pass. So the benefit of running the football that much is you're able to have more explosive pass plays. They were 9th in the country in yards per game last year. So if you run the ball well, that opens things up on the outside for some of your guys to get loose because those safeties are having to continually fill in run support. After you see inside zone, after you see power zone 3 or 4 times in a row, as a safety, you start to cheat up a little bit. You start to get a little bit greedy. You start to think, okay, I've seen this motion before. I've seen this running back take these steps before. That's when you hit him with play action. That's when you go over the top to Theo Weiss, and he's in the end zone. The next piece of this, Jeff Lebby is going to make sure they take advantage of space. Like I said, we're not going to get too in the weeds with this, but as a whole, what I mean by this is their wide receivers, you're going to see them line up extremely wide. There's going to be times where you see wide receivers line up near the sideline. And what that does is it creates the third and second level of the defense to honor that. They have to stretch out. As a safety, you can't allow a receiver to be all by his lonesome on that tick mark because otherwise they have one-on-one with the corner. So as a safety, you have to continue to widen your alignment and honor those receivers and allow some sort of help for that corner. So that does 2 things. First, that allows for a lot more space underneath and allows your slot receiver and your tight ends to have more room to work. It also allows for a lot more real estate for your running back once he gets through that second level. If you get through the second level of this defense as a running back and those safeties are all the way stretched out, it's a really hard angle to go chase that running back down. So as a whole, to put it simply, you make the defense cover all of the grass on the field. All 53.3 yards of that width of that field, you make them cover it. And that is advantage Oklahoma every single time. And it's really hard to do as a defense. The third piece of this, and this is probably the most notable piece with Jeff Lebby when you talk about his offense, they are going to go no huddle and no mercy. They were top 5 last year in terms of plays run per game. Tells you 2 things. Tells you, 1, they were going fast. 2, it was working. Because you can run a play really fast, but 3 plays in a row really fast is still just 3 plays. You got to make it work. You got to make the offense work for you. So 80.5 plays per game, top 5 in the country, they were rolling. This does a couple of things to the defense. First and foremost, makes them tired. I mean, if you're huffing and puffing and you're trying to get a line to figure out, he's number 1 receiver, he's number 2 receiver, what coverage are we in? Oh, they snapped the ball. We're in trouble now. They snapped the ball and they're 5 yards down the field. That's really tough. So you're tired mentally. Second, you're tired physically. Instead of going and wrapping up on that running back, you might kind of try and just throw a shoulder into him because you don't want to exert the physical energy. You don't have the physical energy to go and wrap up on that guy who has the ball. Advantage Oklahoma. Have guys not playing to their full physical potential. That's advantage Oklahoma every single time. Third, you don't allow them to get set in the defense that they want to get set in. If you only have a few seconds between snaps before Dillon Gabriel's taking the snap, set, gets it out to his man, you can't be complex with your calls. You can't be multiple in what you want to get lined up in. So for the offense for Oklahoma, you get a really simple picture on defense. You get to kind of just look at what you look at, and that's it. I mean, you don't have to go second and third level of the defense because they're not going to be able to be that complex with you going that fast. So as a whole, speed is the great equalizer for Oklahoma. Speed is your friend, and speed is going to make up for a lot of whatever they don't have talent-wise. It's a very talented roster, but whatever they don't have, whatever they're lacking, you're able to hide that with speed. Again, this is not a knock on Oklahoma. I'm just saying you can do a lot with speed that you could otherwise do with talent. Oklahoma is going to be really dangerous. So to sum this up, they're going to run the ball at you time and again until you honor it. Then they'll hit you over the top with a pass play. They're going to make you cover all of the field. Every single blade of grass, they're going to make you defend it. Because if you don't, they're going to take advantage of that, and they're going to beat you to death with the run game, with the underneath pass game. And then again, when those safeties want to cheat up, going to hit you over the top. And finally, perhaps most importantly, they're going to go no huddle, no mercy. Your defense will need to hit the cold tub the next day, do the Norma Tech boots, all that. You better get your recovery before and after you play Oklahoma because they're not going to slow down. They're not going to wait up at all for you. That's it for us here on the Hard Count. Appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. We've had a lot of growth in just the first week or so of this channel. That's testament to you, nothing to us here. That's all y'all. It is a blast to have you along for the ride. This is a party. I've said it multiple times. This community, what we have here, as college football fans, this back and forth, that's what makes this special to us. We're going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of the Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.